What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another Ruby Tuesday. It is Super Bowl week here at the Blitz Breakdown on the WPRI 12 Plus app. You can watch it also on ProvidenceJournal.com and on YouTube. I'm Eric Rueb of the Providence Journal. I've got no hair. The man over there with the great hair, Jake Russo, my colleague. Jake, you ready to go? It's Super Bowl week.
Welcome. We got state championship games being played. We got, what we also have? We have Jillian on the ones and twos. Jillian, overhead cam. Let's say hi.
Everyone knows Jillian knows ball, and that's why she's with us, and because she's awesome at her job. Jillian, though, did not pick one of the winners last week, but we're not going to get too much into that. Guys, an unbelievable semi-final game. We're going to be talking Super Bowls this week, but Division I, we're going to start there. We're going to talk about the D1 consolation. We're going to talk about D2, D3, D4. That's all coming later, but we're starting with the granddaddy of them all, the state championship game. Hendricken, an unbelievable, thrilling win against North Kingstown. Offense on display, held on at the end. LaSalle, in their semifinal against Cranston, they did what they needed to be done. This is a worst nightmare for all of Rhode Island because, as we know, public schools can't compete with these private schools, like such private school powerhouses like the NK volleyball team, the Barrington men's soccer team, and Cumberland girls lacrosse. Like, you can't expect with private schools like that to win games, right, Jake?
No, it's not possible. These private schools are just running through the state, aren't they?
Just absolutely dominant. And speaking of dominant, I mean, let's just start with what may be the big key of this game.
Yeah, Jeremy Seedy, Hendricken's star running back. He went for 114 and 2 touchdowns against North Kingstown. He looks healthy. Eric, can LaSalle stop Seedy?
I think it's going to be, that's their goal. I really like what I've seen from LaSalle this year as far as their secondary goes. It's there, but Seedy is the answer. North Kingstown in that game, they very much committed to, hey, we're not going to let him beat us, and instead they got beat over the top. I think LaSalle with their secondary is going to be able to kind of maintain. They're going to be able to cover their receivers. What they're going to have trouble with is stopping the best running back in the state. Seedy was a man among boys. When he got the ball, he did something with it, and it was those hard yards. That's the one thing LaSalle has to do in this game. If they shut him down, Hendricken's game plan, I don't know what they're going to do to respond.
Yeah, but Hendricken knows how to win this time of year. They run the ball, and Seedy, like you said, the best runner in the state. But on the opposite side, Sam Perry, LaSalle's quarterback, he throws for over 300 against Cranston West. They do what they need to do, like you said, the 28 points on the Falcons. Can they replicate that passing game against Hendricken?
That's what I'm very curious. I talked to Bill Koch after the game, and he said the thing that impressed him most was LaSalle's poise in that game, where they're down 7-0 early, and there was no panic, there was no worry. They just went out there and went about their business. The thing that I see when I look at what Perry did last week, what he's done this season, and then what I just saw against North Kingstown, Jack Diano at North Kingstown completed 18 of 23 passes, over 200 yards against a Hendricken team that's played pretty good defense. That was the first time they got sliced and diced. There's no line about it. If Diano has that kind of success, there's no reason to think Perry won't be able to. And I think the biggest thing for Hendricken is this pass rush has to be there. They're missing Eli Gurton bad right now, and they need someone to step up on that defensive line and get to the quarterback. They have to create that pressure and really kind of take him out of rhythm. Yes, Perry can run it a little bit, but if he starts clicking and he starts hitting these weapons that LaSalle has, they are going to put up points fast.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I'm expecting points regardless in this game. A shootout would be quite interesting for this matchup. Conversely, Hendricken's pass game. First half against North Kingstown, Brito was great. Didn't have the same efficiency in the second half. They won the game, so it ultimately doesn't matter, but Hendricken's pass game, your thoughts there?
I was impressed with young Mr. Brito. He's kind of had a season where a lot of growing pains in it. Clearly, he's an athletic quarterback. He can run, he can move. But it was his presence that really impressed me. He made good, smart throws. Didn't try to do too much. He threw it, I think, 18 times in the first half. Or they only threw it twice in the second half. They didn't need to throw it at that point. There was, hey, we have a lead now. We're going to run some more. But his ability to hit on those deep balls is dangerous. And his intermediate routes that he was hitting with Jabari Jackson, that was huge. Jackson is an incredible playmaker. He's fast. He's quick. I'm very curious to see how LaSalle is going to try to cover him. I don't think you put a big defensive back like Antonio Bearden on him. I think this is a Donald Young type of job, but you might have to dedicate 2 bodies, and then that opens things up for a guy like Jalen Reynolds, who's a big receiver. They've got Ryan Santo, the tight end, who's played well in Gurton's absence, and now all of a sudden you have to think, how are these DBs going to match up, and can Brittle make the reads? Can he make the right read and do the right thing with the ball, put it on the numbers. Worst case, that pocket collapses on him too. That kid's taking off, and he's got some legs. It's a lot of pressure on a young kid, but I mean, from what he showed last week, I think he's ready to handle it.
It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Would also be interesting, LaSalle's run game. If the Rams need to, go win the game in the fourth quarter, can they string together enough long drives? And Blaise Coogan, Blaise, if I mispronounce your last name, I'm sorry. 10 out of 10 name, by the way. Blaise had a great game against the Falcons in relief there. LaSalle's run game, your thoughts there?
Yeah, it's really just a matter of can they produce these. They don't have, for the first time in a while, they don't have that all-state type back, and that's no disrespect to the running backs. They have capable backs. Coogan, what he did in this game was a great job of just like get ball, see hole, run through hole. Not trying to do. He's just got to go when his number gets called. He's just got to make the simple plays, not try to do too much, because this offense is going to be completely around what Perry's doing in the pass game. But that said, they're going to need to run the ball a little bit.
Right. Final question for you. Keith Croft's been there. Dan Copen hasn't been there. Does that matter on Friday night?
No, because Dan Copen's played in Super Bowls outside of Cranston Stadium.
That's the correct response.
He's going to be nervous, but I somehow feel he'll be able to handle the pressure.
Yeah.
But what do you say? Do you think we should pick this game now?
Let's make some picks.
All right. Jake, who are you taking in this game? No.
I'm so 50-50, Eric, and I think for that reason I have to go Hendricken because I know what the Hawks are gonna bring. But I'm so 50-50.
That's not a bad pick, guys. Listen, LaSalle has been consistent all season long. They've played a tough schedule. They've played well. They've gotten better week to week. Hendricken this whole season, they've been inconsistent. They've been erratic. There's questions right now surrounding this culture. Is it the same Hendricken of old? Listen, the Rams won the Super Bowl in 2022. They came in that season hungry. They had pain after losing the 2021 Super Bowl. But guys, I got to tell you something. James L. Lassiter's not walking through that door. Terrence Campbell, he's not coming around. There's no Brady Fisher. There's no Justin Denson. Hendricken is winning this game. And they're going to show up, they're going to play, and they're going to win the way they always win. It's going to be a big day for Jeremy Seedy. He is going to walk off a champion, and the rest of the state is going to be tasting the salt from their tears. Ooh. Hendricken is going to be your Super Bowl pick. But my pick doesn't matter. You know who's the Jillian, you know ball. Who are you taking this one?
I'm going to have to go with Hendricken on this one.
Oh.
Whoa. The LaSalle bulletin board has plenty of material now.
More than enough.
It's going to be a heck of a Friday night. I am very excited, but I'm more excited for what's coming in our second segment, guys. We're going to be talking more football coming back in 2 minutes. Make sure you're still here. We are back. The second segment here on the Blitz Breakdown. I am Eric Rueb of the Providence Journal, joined here by Jake Russo. Never made a mistake in his life.
Never.
My colleague here. We got super producer Jillian on the ones and twos. She's taking control of the show because she knows ball, and we pretend like we do. We've got some interesting games we're going to talk about here, starting with the Division I consolation game. It's a very interesting game, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, what are they really playing for? Guys, 4 teams in Division I didn't make the playoffs. They gave them their own separate playoffs. It is what it is. In talking to coaches from Cumberland, Matt LaRoche, talking to Mike Washington at Central, the biggest thing they said, this is opportunity for these kids to play a game that matters. They're getting this championship chance to see what it feels like, to see what it knows. And I think that's why this game is important. For a lot of these seniors, they're never going to play football again.
Right.
And I think playing this game is important. And yeah, it's 7th place game, whatever you want to call it, it's still a Super Bowl. Like Mike Washington told me, he's like, we win this game in 10 years, no one's going to know what it was. All they're going to know is, whoever won the championship.
They played at Cranston Stadium.
Yeah, it's a good experience. Cumberland gets there. Jaden Rabbit, 226 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns, and a win over Burrville. Central's offense flying all over the field, getting it done against Barrington. And I see that offense run like that. Jake, how does Cumberland win this game?
Yeah, that might be the key is Cumberland's defense. They got to stay in their rush lanes. Don't overcommit. Central can go east-west as much as they want. As long as you stay in your rush lanes and wrap up on the first time, get people on the ground, they're going to be all right. But, Central always has something up their sleeve. The Knights giving you anything?
It's not a trick play, and I love trick plays. Want to see lots of trick plays. Love them. It's a trick player, maybe. I don't want to call him that. It may sound a little disrespectful. Yandel Pelez, if you don't know the name, I get it. He played at Juanita Sanchez his first 2 years of high school, transferred to a school in New York. He's a 5'11", 175-pound back. I think he might even be bigger than that, but he is a beast. He can get things done with the ball in his hand. He came back to Rhode Island, not in time for the end of the season. Not sure if he got in the last game of the regular season, but he's here for the playoffs. Put on a show against Barrington, and he's going to be a guy who could have a monster day, what could very well prove to be his final high school game. It's going to be curious to see what he does, how he does it, and if he goes off, I think Central's going to be very happy about that. We're just going to dive right into the picks, and with that said, I'm going to go Central because I again. Everyone knows. Defense wins championships except when I get to see an offense potentially score 50. So I'm going to go with the Knights because I want to see big plays all day.
Yeah, quickly here. Give me the Clippers. They roll this win into next year and bring a little energy into the next season.
Super producer Jillian, you're picking this one too. Who are you taking?
I got to go with Central.
You know what that means. Central, you win. Mike Washington, you better have a sweatshirt, Yellow Knight sweatshirt, ready for Jillian because Jillian knows ball Central. That better be up in the stands in your fan section. Moving down to Division II. It's kind of the game we were waiting for. Westerly takes care of business in the semifinals. They take down West Warwick. South Kingstown does what South Kingstown does against East Providence. Honestly, I thought we were going to see this game last year in the Super Bowl. We did not. Jake, how excited are you for this rematch?
I cannot be more excited. It feels like this one's been in the weights for a while, and they haven't played since 2023. Eric, I do think that matters, but it might only matter for the first half. Coaches will figure it out, make adjustments for the second half, and we'll see what we've wanted to see for a few years now.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because we're talking about high school players, not NFL players, so there's not that what these kids were, these seniors were as sophomores aren't what they are, but it's still having that knowledge or experience playing each other. There is something to play. I feel like both teams are going into this completely new. So you think it'll just take a half?
Well, yeah, and I talked to Dan Cummings after the game, and Dan was like, "Yeah, we haven't seen them. We're gonna have to dive into film immediately." He was ready to flip the script right after the West Warwick game right away. So we'll see what happens from the whistle against those two.
All right. Well, Cummings and this Wesley team. I mean, offensively, I think we know what they're going to try to do. But can they repeat it on defense? I feel like defense, that was the key in that win against West Warwick. Read your story. Great story. Tristan Johnstone in the story. Can they repeat that on defense?
I absolutely think they can. They took that loss to West Warwick in the regular season so personally. That defense did. They came out against West Warwick in the semifinals ready from the jump and just tackled. They got after it. They loaded the box. They were not playing around. They were not going to get beat again on their home field.
South Kingstown has a devastatingly good back in Dante Pano. He's got like 400 yards rushing this postseason in 2 games. He's a dominant defensive player, and that's what they've done this year. Defense running the football. But which do you think is more important to South Kingstown's success if they're trying to win a second Super Bowl?
The SK's let Pino go a little bit this playoffs, hasn't it? It's been impressive to watch.
Yeah.
I think SK can do itself a lot of favors by, it's sustaining drives, 12, 13 plays, keep Westerly's offense off the field, keep Landon Husero over there on the sidelines, and defensively, don't get beat deep. I know it's easier said than done, but let Westerly kind of dink and dunk down the field, bend, don't break, and let's see if SK can do it.
Just every cliche in the book.
It's true, though.
It is. That's why they say defense wins championships, except when I want to see 1,000,000 points. Then I'm just like, offense. But if this game does turn into a track meet where it's high scoring, I think we both agree that favors Westerly
100%.
huge. Can Westerly win this game if it's tight, grinded out, muddy football?
Absolutely. Don't get me wrong, that will favor SK, but Westerly can definitely win that game. Calvin Hill was the piece that Westerly was missing last year offensively. He can run between the tackles. He can pick up, short yardage first downs and keep drives alive and salt away the clock. And not to mention, he doesn't need to run between the tackles to salt away the clock. Landon can dump him a screen pass that can go for 5 yards or more and keep that clock moving.
Yeah, I'm curious. One of the things I want to see is the play of Cole Rosen, the quarterback from SK. He kind of stepped in for his brother when his brother got hurt. Kid played pretty good against EP. He connected. He didn't have a ton of passes, but he made the most of them. 3 big passes to keep a drive going that helped to win the game. So if he steps up and makes some plays, we're in for a very interesting Super Bowl for sure. And I already know who I'm going to pick. Defense wins championship, guys. So I'm going to take the team that could potentially score a ton of points because football. Westerly winning this game.
Back to Cole for a second. If he has any questions, just ask Braden, his older brother. Braden's been there, done that. Cole should be ready. SK should be ready. Give me the Bulldogs.
Wow, you're just flipping on them.
Yep.
2 picks for Westerly. There's one person in this room who knows ball, and that's super producer Jillian. Jillian, who you taking?
SK all the way.
Wow, there is the pick, and that is why Jillian knows ball. Guys, South Kingstown student section better have a massive sign. We need the Jillian knows ball sign. South Kingstown, she's got your back. Not to say me and Jake don't, but we made our picks known. She made hers known. It's going to be one heck of a Super Bowl. Thing I'm most excited about, though, for the game, cold temperatures. Terry Lynch, South Kingstown's AD, shorts t-shirt, because that's what Terry Lynch does. What we do here is we finish up 2 segments. Then we have a third big one coming up, Division 3, Division 4, 2 of the most fun games of the weekend. We'll be talking about them next on the Blitz Breakdown. We are back on the Blitz Breakdown. Check us out, the WPRI 12 Plus app on the Providence Journal website, on YouTube. I am Eric Rueb of the Providence Journal, having some fun here with my colleague Jake Russo and his fresh new haircut. Jake, how you doing?
Doing so well.
Ready to talk D3 and D4?
Let's do it.
You know who else is here? Super producer Jillian. We all know she knows ball. And we've got an interesting one for all of us to pick. If you are a big fan of Grimace or Barney the Dinosaur, you are going to love this game. We've got number 1 Classical taking on number 2 Mount Hope. Both teams really showed who they are in their semifinals. Classical winged it all over the field. Big plays all night long in a blowout over Johnston. And then Mount Hope just showed up against East Greenwich and just played tough, ugly, strong football, controlling the line of scrimmage, and ran over East Greenwich in that win. Something's got to give.
Right.
Something's got to give in this game. And I go back and forth. I've been going back and forth since they played. Jake, do you favor a high-flying offense in this one, or do you favor the grit and grime and ugliness that kind of Mount Hope brings to the table?
In this one particular, we have another 1 versus 2 matchup, probably the most predictable matchup of the Super Bowls that we got to. I'm going to take, I kind of favor the gritty, the run-the-ball mentality this time of year. I'll get to my picks later, but I do like that for Mount Hope.
Yeah, I think Classical lost in all this. And again, dummies like me talking about, look at Classical's been playing kind of tough up front of late. Yeah. I mean, they've got some size. They've got kids who have played well. And yes, they're going to fly high. And I think that favors them, because I feel like if you can play from ahead, especially in a game like this, against a team who doesn't necessarily have that offensive firepower, like that's a huge advantage. Yes, Mount Hope's going to score. They're going to get down the field. They're going to take their time. But this is one of those where if it's a 2-score, if Classical gets ahead 2, they're going to be in great shape for this one. But my bigger thing is Classical going to be able to consistently stop Mount Hope for 4 quarters? Because last year they played a similar team and they struggled a little bit with it.
Right. It's actually kind of similar to the D2 championship with the 2 offenses. I think Classical, knowing they've been there last year, they played that opponent against a team that is very similar to Mount Hope, should favor them. And again, they've played well all year. This isn't new for this D-line for Classical. They've been playing well.
Yeah. I just want to see – I need to see it happen early in the game. I think if Classical gets in a position where it's close at halftime, they might be in trouble. But if they can kind of take control early, they'll be in good shape. I'm also interested to see if Mount Hope can stop this passing attack, because they haven't played anything like this or close to this all season long. These are athletes that I don't think a lot of – the higher division teams could handle defensively. Like, they've got some stars back there. What do they need to do defensively to slow them down?
Well, it doesn't help that it's playing on turf. They're just going to be even faster on turf. Tackle, ultimately, if they make you miss, they're going to go to the house. So if you get a chance, just don't whiff. And again, kind of like SK, if your offense can sustain drives, that'll help.
Yeah, I think if they can get Classical into some of those third and intermediate downs,
right,
you can't give up that big play on first down where they get 4 or 5 yards and now all of a sudden shorter fields. I think that's going to be crucial in all this, and you got to find a way to not get beat deep. It might happen once, but you can't let it happen more than that. Let's get into some picks, Jake. Who are you going to pick in this one?
I think Mount Hope's going to get beat deep, and I'm taking the purple to avenge last year's loss.
All right, that's a good pick, and I mean, I think it's the safe pick. It's definitely the one to go. I mean, when you've got stars like Classical has with those receivers, the passing ability of Parker Howley, I think it's the obvious pick. And the obvious pick last year was Classical, and then Jordan Duke didn't touch the ball nearly as much as I thought he was, and Classical lost. I'm taking Mount Hope, controlling this game. Something weird's going to happen. They're going to get in a tight game, and they're going to win this football game. Jillian, who you got?
We got to go with Mount Hope.
Jillian,
wow.
Big fan of Warren. They got some great places to eat out there. I know Warren, Chomp Burger. Have you ever been there?
No, but it
just
sounds
give them
delicious.
a shout out. Warren, Fun Town. That's where actually they're not even in. Are they in Warren? This is now devolved. Yeah. Well, Warren is where they play their games. Warren is a town I've been to like twice my entire life, only
Shout 'em out.
only for football. Chomp burger. I'm hungry. I haven't had lunch. What do you want from me? Moving on to the Division 4 football game, my favorite division in Rhode Island high school football. We got a rematch of the Super Bowl.
Yes, we do. And chaos is going to happen again because it's just going to happen.
That's the thing. And I don't know. I've broken this down a million times, and I just don't know who to pick. I mean, Narragansett did what they need. They showed up and did their thing against Situate. Davies, offense, great. This Davies defense, though, has been unbelievable these last couple weeks. And are they the quiet star of this team?
They're going to have to be. I mean, they kind of were last year. They forced turnovers, correct, in that championship against Narragansett. They got extra possessions. Narragansett may have given them an extra possession. Davies, can they get it done again? I don't know.
I think the defense is going to have to just not make big mistakes. You can't let Narragansett go on. They're going to have some quirky plays. They're going to have to learn how to handle them fast. I think they did a good job of that last year, and I kind of expect a similar type of output. I think the bigger question in this game is going to be, Narragansett's defense can't give up big plays, and that's been hard for a lot of teams to do because Davies has some dudes that can make plays. How does Narragansett figure this out? It almost seems like we're talking about SK Westerly again.
Right. I know Narragansett's been hurt a lot, and I'm hoping that they're as healthy as they possibly can be going into this game. I will say this about Narragansett. They've been there, done that, as has Davies. They're not going to be afraid of Narragansett's offense, though, right?
No. I think the Mariners are going to show us something that we don't expect.
I'm waiting for that trick play to.
And how that goes. If they can make the right decisions, they come up with something weird that Davies isn't ready for. I mean, I've called Matt Blessing a mad scientist forever. His offenses are very creative. He does different things, and I think if they can execute one or two of these things and manage to not kick the ball off twice in both halves, I think they're going to be very in good shape for this one. Is this the most unpredictable game of the weekend?
100%. Like I said, alluded to, just absolute chaos, and you and I live for it.
Love it. Can't wait.
You weren't kidding when you said it's your favorite division.
Yeah,
it really is unpredictable.
We're going to come off the state championship game. We're going to go to this one, and it's going to be two completely different
styles
of football, and it's going to be so much fun, but not as fun as making picks. Jake, who are you taking?
Oh, man. You know what? Give me Narragansett. They get it done this year.
Here's the thing, guys. I like Narragansett's odds. I like the way they play. I like how tough they are up front, and I think that wins games. But here's the thing. I'm terrified right now. I'm scared. You know why? Because last year I said Narragansett was going to hang 70 on Davies. They didn't. Davies won the Super Bowl, and I got this. That was a present from Davies because my pick was a clown pick last year, and I'll be the first to admit it. This year I'm not taking those chances. I don't want another clown T-shirt in my collection. I'm going to roll with the Patriots for the win. Jillian,
who you got?
Last pick of the season. Who you got?
Narragansett.
Whoa. Okay, Davies. We might have to get one ready. Don't forget, she did pick against you last week, too. But we're not talking about that because Jillian's never wrong. She knows ball. I somewhat do. Jake knows a lot more than me. And that is it. Super Bowl weekend. You ready for this?
Always ready. It's a lot of games, 5 over 3 days, but it's so much fun, isn't it?
And guess what? When it's all over, we're going to be back here talking about it again. Can't wait to see how all these games played out. Jillian, you're the best as always. Thanks for being the super producer you are. Jake, thanks for joining us. This episode of the Blitz Breakdown is over. We'll catch you this weekend.